We're going to start by showing you the attack itself. We're confronted here with a classic phishing scenario. The attacker is going to deceive his victim by inviting him to download an infected document that embeds a hidden malware. The victim has just received an email inviting him to open a shared document corresponding, in this case, to an invoice. The user follows the link contained in the email and falls on a site similar to OneDrive, but it is, in fact, a site controlled by the attacker. The user thinks it's a legitimate site and saves the document and launches it. Some elements of this document are hidden and require the user to activate the content in order to view the entire document. At this point, an alert appears by the SES Evolution agent. The attack attempt has been detected and neutralized by the product without impacting the user. Let's see the same attack from the administrator's side. We are now on the administration console of the product via the dashboard. The administrator immediately sees that a new incident has been generated. He can then consult the agent logs to begin his analysis. SES Evolution differentiates between two types of logs, simple events and incidents. The latter correspond to an attack. They're accompanied by a context allowing an analysis of the operations preceding the attack so that the administrator can find the source. The administrator can start by looking at the alert generated by the agent. Here we are facing a malicious action identified by our protection against the hiding techniques used by malware. This log alone cannot help us to understand the origin of the attack. This is why SES Evolution agent continuously records the activity of the workstation to build a context around an alert and thus give the administrator essential information to understand the threat. The administrator can now access the attack analysis panel. The graph displayed allows him, first of all, to visualize the attack chain made up of the tree structure of the processes that generated the alert. This tree structure already provides a lot of information about the malware. Here, it is an unsigned executable from a temporary directory. Most legitimate applications on a workstation are signed and run from a standard Windows directory. This binary is already suspicious. In order to control these elements, SES Evolution also records hashes of the binary. These hashes can be submitted to a service, such as VirusTotal, in order to determine if it's a known malware. In our case, the malware is unknown. No signature exists to block it by its classic antivirus. Back to our analysis, the attack graph allows the administrator to visualize the parent process, the one that executed the malware. Here it is Microsoft Word. This application is indeed the official one. We can confirm it by its digital signature as well as the standard execution location. What's important here is the command line of Microsoft Word. We can see that the application was launched by opening a document. We recognize here our fake invoice sent by the attacker. A search of the file name in the logs collected before the attack allows us to find the creation of this file. It was downloaded via a browser. The administrator can then pin this log to update his attack graph. The graph illustrates the new elements found by the administrator, thus discovering that the browser was launched by Outlook. The administrator can then reconstruct the attack scenario where the victim followed a link sent by phishing mail and retrieved the malicious document. The administrator can then continue his analysis in order to find the site where the document was downloaded, as well as the other operations performed by the malware before it was blocked by the product.